Coach, we just want to open it up with a general statement about the game and take some questions.
I think the frustrating thing is I'm sure we're getting ready to talk about is just the mistakes. I think if you try to find a silver lining, you know, I think you can see we're playing better offense. Turnovers and stuff definitely hurt us. We play better in the red zone, and we've been harping on the points. And so if we can get that cleaned up, I feel like we can eventually get our point totals in the high 20s.
Coach, you guys, you get the forced fumble there to start the game, and it almost just seemed like a kind of setup. I mean, you get the offensive pass interference call there, and you guys have to settle for the field goal, and then they turn around. Where do you kind of feel like they sort of just kind of put their foot on the pedal and jumped out to those 21 points?
Well, it was just every time we got momentum, we just shot ourselves in the foot a little bit. So I mean, it was first goal in the red zone basically, and you know. Call a rub route, and the receiver doesn't do a very good job. We get it called, and obviously it starts from there, and it kind of snowballs. I think the ball where it was in the air, at times we had good coverage, we just panicked. You know, and I think that comes down to confidence. You're there, just go make the play. You know, all of a sudden you panic, you put a hand on a guy and get a PI, or you don't look for the ball because you got the route covered, and then all of a sudden he goes up and catches it.
The roughing the snapper call kept that drive alive.
That was a new one. The snapper gets protection until he puts his head up. Well, he never put his head up, so they're coaching to keep his head down the whole time. And then we got to figure. Then the next time they said, "Hey, we're only going to give you 1 second," and they did a good job coaching. I can't believe the officials let that go. But the rest of the game, obviously, they caught on to what they were trying to do.
I know this. You didn't have much film on these guys, anyways, and I know you were really focusing on just kind of cleaning up the mistakes you guys made last week and going into this game. But what did they do that you maybe didn't expect offensively? On their offense.
Their offense. Yeah. I think just some of the play actions out of the big personnel. They were running some deep over routes. Doing a good job. I mean, we were stopping the run, and it wasn't like it was bad. Like, I don't know what it was probably the least amount of yards we've held them to in a while. So it wasn't like plays. It was just, you know, back-to-back penalties on PIs and things like that just crush us. And then you muffle punt, you turn it over, like the ball's always in the red zone there too.
It's just about kind of getting these units to play as a unit. I mean, I know you talk about kind of individual accountability, and all these guys have to kind of play their part and be at their best. You know, how do you go about coaching that? I mean, in terms of getting the units to just kind of function together. I mean, it just seems like those times, those situations where things would stall out, it was just, you know, the unit not working.
Well, I mean, no player walks out there and tries to make a mistake or tries to make a penalty. So it comes down to just building skill. You know, if you're young, you know, one of the worst things that can happen is your mind. And just all of a sudden you press or you panic and you make a poor decision, whether you hold a guy or PI. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. We just need to get them skill built so they feel better about where they're at in the play, and they don't feel like they have to hold or PI or whatever happens at the moment of truth.
You guys did put together a good drive there in the first half. You go 65 yards. It's 21-10. Then you give up the drive and they go down and score. You know, in terms of the offense kind of finding a rhythm, you know, how did that drive kind of, you know, showcase that?
Yeah, Jesse on that drive did a nice job. Got us some good calls on some route adjustments. I thought Quez did just a fabulous job running all night long. He gets the most out of those plays. He got banged up a little bit, so some of our other running backs got an opportunity to come in and do some things also.
In terms of pass protection, how much did you expect them to blitz as much as they did? It seemed like they were really sending more than 3 to 4.
No, yeah, they definitely pressured more than we thought they have. You know, but that's also on Jesse. You know, he had some time and then he held on to it. You know, you either scramble or throw the ball away to make a bad play worse.
And you know, in those situations, decision making can be hard. In terms of his decision making today, how do you evaluate that?
I'll wait for the film.
Mhm.
It's hard to see everything when you're on the sideline. You know, I think we all have a piece of this, you know, garbage sandwich we gotta eat. So,
Run protection, is there something to build on that in terms of the way you guys were kind of able to establish the run and what was finished with 90 yards?
yeah, I thought he, like I said, I thought he ran well. I thought there were some good holes in there, and he finished some runs.
When you look at the big passing plays they had in the first half, they had a 30-yarder early on, 2 long touchdowns. Is there a kind of a theme in what went wrong on those plays, or is it kind of individual things?
It was mostly technique. It wasn't like a schematic error or something. It was an individual technique, and you know, we just got to get them better. There's some new players back there, and they're good enough to do the skills if they get better at the fundamentals.
Defense performed a lot better. I know they took the air out of the ball there in the second half, but your defense really bounced back and gave you something to build on there in that second half.
Yeah, I thought the resiliency of this team showed itself again. Like they kept trying to battle back in the game, and you know, try to make it interesting. Yeah.
Christian got taken out. What happened there?
Got injured.
You talk about the mistakes and the penalties. I know you talked last week about SEMO being SEMO. How frustrating is it to kind of sit and be able to sum it up with that same sentence again?
Well, you know, it's frustrating. As a head football coach, that's my job to get it fixed. It is our kryptonite. And like I told, there is no fairy dust or wishing this away. It's not enough to just want to do better. It's the fact that you got to go out this week and build the skill that it takes to take those poor decisions and penalties off the film. I think we know our team now for 3 games. I think we'll have a really good idea of our best players, and now we can really go to work and coach them. There is sometimes you're having a bad week. Like there's just like, what are you going to do? You're going to get up and keep swinging until it breaks. Like, there is no easy answers. Like it's hard. It's building skill. It's getting better at your craft.
Thanks, Coach.